Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to cover a 3-6-9 method that's very unorthodox. It's not one that you've ever seen before, but this one I've coupled it with Neville Goddard and the feeling state and not wanting something. And Neville Goddard was really onto something with this not technique, and we're still trying to figure this out. And I've used this technique and it worked for me. This is a very powerful technique, but it's much simpler than the regular 3-6-9 method that you think of, because I believe that when you put too much effort into actually changing your feeling state, you create an attachment to it. You're creating too much effort, and that's what Neville Goddard emphasizes is to create a state that is effortless with least action. So I created an exercise. It's very simple. It's a 3-6-9, and you do this for just 3 days, but it's very simple, and you do it in the morning, you do it in the afternoon, and you do it at night. But it's very simple, very quick, and it's something that's effortless, and it disconnects you from the wanting of what you're trying to manifest. And that's the key, because a lot of other coaches and other channels, they leave this out, and it's so important. I mean, I really love these other channels and coaches, but they leave this very important part out, which is you have to detach yourself from the wanting of something. Because when you're wanting something, you don't have it, okay? So what Neville Goddard emphasizes the most is you must have the feeling state of already having something, having it. And if you're writing down, oh, I want this, or I want that, or you're thinking about, I want this, I want that, that is not the feeling state that Neville Goddard is talking about. And I've experienced this myself. You have to be persistent in this feeling state of already having it and no longer wanting that thing, detaching yourself from it. And that's where Neville Goddard came up with the not technique. That's why he gave that to the VIP members in the back of the Wilshire Ebell Theater with my grandfather. That's why he taught the not technique. Write down, I will not do this. I will not do that. I don't want this. I don't want that because I already have it. You don't want something like, I don't want this because I already have it. I don't want this because I already have it. Why would I want it if I already have it? I mean, it's very simple. So we're going to break this down. I came up with a really, really good exercise, guys. It's very, very powerful. I've already used it and it's worked for me. Like the next day, the 4th day, this actually worked for me. And it's very powerful, very quick, and it's very simple. And another issue that a lot of people seem to be having is even when they're writing down something like, I now have, or I now make 10K a month, or I now have a successful relationship, or I now have this, dream job. When they're writing that down, there's an attachment to it. There's a rejection from the subconscious mind, because deep down inside of them, they feel that they really don't have that, but they're writing it down, but they're having, there's a disconnect between what they're writing and their actual conscious state that's impressing into the subconscious, the feeling state. They're not actually capturing that feeling state. So this is another part of this exercise, which is really going to help you. Instead of just writing down, or I now have this, or I now have that, or what am I going to do after I have this? I have a very, very powerful exercise that's going to detach you, because when you say the word like, I don't want this because I already have it. I don't want this because I already have that. I already have that. That's where Neville Goddard came with the not technique. And then you're detaching yourself from the ultimate, from the thing being away from you, separation. Because in the 4th dimension, I mean, the past exists right now. The past isn't in the past. The past exists right now. The future is not in the future. The future is right now. All you have to do is connect with that. And through the infinite realities, that's another way to connect with the version of yourself that already has all these things, so that you don't want to lose that. You don't want to disconnect from the feeling when you write that out. So, I mean, not everyone has this issue when they're writing down something they want, but there's a lot of people that do. So I'm going to try to target those people. And you can also use this even to speed up your manifestations. If you're having anything, you're still waiting on it, try this. This may be the thing that's blocking you. And when Nikola Tesla said everything is energy, everything is frequency, and everything is vibration, what he's translating that as is your feeling state. So when you connect with your frequency, you're connecting with that feeling state. Through the 4th dimension, you're connecting with the future now, because the future exists now. And if you could just be in that frequency or that feeling state or that energy, whatever you want to call it, it's the feeling state, okay? The feeling state is the best way to interpret that, but that's what Nikola Tesla was talking about with the frequencies and the energies and the vibrations, is your feeling state, to match up that feeling state of already having the thing that you want, and that connects you. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started on the exercise. Okay, you're going to do this in the morning and the afternoon and at night. So in the morning, you're going to do this 3 times. The afternoon, you're going to do it 6 times. And then at night, you're going to do it 9 times. Okay, so you're going to be writing this down. Instead of writing out something that you're happy and grateful for, I want you to write down that you do not. So for example, if it's you want to make 10K a month, if you want to make 20K a month, whatever it is, say, I do not want to make 10K a month because I already have that, or I already do. I don't want to make 10K a month because I already make 10K a month, or I already have that, or I already do that. That is already something that I have. So what this is going to do is it's going to create a detachment from the subconscious mind that you no longer want it because you already have it. You no longer want it. That's what we're trying to get with the knot technique. That's what Neville Goddard was doing with the knot technique, detaching you from it and telling the subconscious mind that you already have it through that feeling state of already having. I do not want this because I already have it. All right, guys, so I want you to focus on one thing, though. Write it down 3 times, just the one thing 3 times. And in the afternoon, you're going to write it down 6 times, the same exact way. You want to write down, I do not want to make 10K a month because I already make 10K a month. Or if it's a relationship, you want to do the same thing. I don't want a successful relationship because I'm already in a successful relationship that somebody already really loves me. Why would I want, another relationship when I already have one? All right. So, and then you want to do that 6 times in the afternoon. And then at night before you go to bed, I want you to write it down 9 times the exact same way. I do not want to make 10K a month because I already make 10K, or I already have that, or I'm already with that person now. So I don't want that. And ultimately what this is going to do is send a signal to the subconscious mind as if you already have that. And it's not going to create a disconnect from you because you're no longer saying, I now have this. You're saying, I don't want this because I already have it. It's completely different. So you're freeing up those disconnects and those blocks that you may be having that's going to bring this to you, because now you've tricked the subconscious mind to believing now that you're making this 10K a month, or you have this great relationship because you wrote down, I don't want this because I already have it. I don't want this because I already have it. And you're collecting that feeling state, and then you're impressing that. You're building it throughout the day, 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times at night, falling asleep with that feeling. I no longer want this. I no longer want this. So that sends that signal right to the subconscious mind, and you're going to get it. And then I want you to do this for 3 days. I want you to do it in the morning, the afternoon, and at night. And you want to do this for 3 days. So we're staying within that vortex math that Nikola Tesla used. That he had that connection. All right, guys. So I'm going to break it down one more time for you. Okay. So in the morning, I want you to write down 3 times, I do not want this because I already have it. Whatever it may be. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be something small. It could be something big. Write it down. I do not want this at all because I already have it. I already have it. Write that down 3 times, and make sure you spend more than 18 seconds because that lines up with the 369, 18 seconds. All right, so you take more than 18 seconds writing it down and kind of feeling it, taking your time, feeling that as you're writing it down. Then in the afternoon, 6 times, same exact thing. 6 times, I do not want to make 10K a month because I already do. I already do. All right, so, and at night, I want you to do the same thing, do 9 times, and make sure that's 18 seconds. You're spending at least 18 seconds focused on your list as you're doing it, and do this for 3 days. 3 days, let it come to you, allow it, because you're detached from it. So you're actually impressing the subconscious mind now that you have this. This is one of the most powerful techniques that you're ever going to find, using the law of assumption. And as soon as you are done with your first one, then you could do another one after that. Don't worry about it because you already have that. The first thing that you did, don't even question it. You're not going to be questioning it anymore because you have impressed the subconscious mind. Move to the next thing. Find the next thing that you want and do the same method for 3 days. Boom, let it go. 3 days, go to the next one. 3 days, let it go. Go on with your day. Follow your passions. Be intuitive. And act as if you already have that. Live in that feeling state as if you already have that thing, because you do. And if you get a call the following day, the 4th day, you get a call saying, oh, I got a job for you for $10,000 a month. Do you want it? That's when you take action. That's when you take action, when somebody actually reaches out to you and actually it's right there, right in front of you. Okay, I used the, Elmer Locker's 369 method about the 10K. And then all of a sudden I get a call on the 4th day, someone saying, I have a job for you. I want to hire you today for $10,000 a month. That's when you take action, because you've lost free will now. But the only free will that you possess is in the 3D world is to react. Your ability to react is the only free will you have left. So react to that phone call and say, yes, I'll be there in 5 minutes. All right, guys, I love you guys very much. And don't forget to give me one thing you guys are grateful for, or anything you want me to clarify. Leave that in the box below, and I will see you guys tomorrow.